Hey guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I thought I would jump in with a really fun themed pick a card reading, 80s style. So what message does the 80s have for you? So I've set up a few awesome things, I mean, I got my Wayfarers, I got some cool 80s earrings, I have a scrunchie because I never gave up on scrunchies, and I have a cool little slap bracelet Hello Kitty watch that I own. Sorry, I got too many bracelets on this arm. But anyway, yeah, we'll just put that there. And I got some photos and Polaroids that, are of myself and my family and my brother and all of that. So I thought that would just, add to the 80s feel, because that's, us in the 80s. Anyway, the decks that I am using, I have to use the 80s tarot because, yes. I also decided to go with the tarot in space because I really like the intergalactic feel, and that really feels like, especially mid to late 80s. I think that feels pretty cool. And then of course the Lisa Frank Majors Only Tarot, why not? And I decided to also use the New Age Hipster Insta Oracle, and I busted out the Rebel deck game. So it has there's a scenario and an answer, but I think I like to use it in readings. So anyway, go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and out, and start looking and feeling which pile or piles you are drawn to. Is it pile number 1 with the Wayfarers? Is it pile number 2 with the totally tubular earrings? Is it pile number 3 with the scrunchie? Or is it pile number 4 with the slap bracelet watch? All right, I will provide the timestamps down below, as well as for mobile users, the timestamps will be in the comments. So, all right, my wicked homies, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this is pretty rad. We have pile number 1. So if you were drawn to pile number 1, let's go ahead and take a look at what the 80s has for you. What message is coming through DeLorean style from the 80s to you in 2019? So we have the 9 of Swords, or 9 of Polaroids. We have Judgment. Hey, what's going on here? We have Hollywood. We have the Lieutenant of Planets, which is like the Knight of Pentacles. And our scenario here says, I am having a creative block. Blank would get things moving. It says, doing the one thing I've been avoiding would get things moving. All right, so let me just kind of spread these out for you guys so we can get a nice feel for the message that is coming through from the 80s. All right, so with the 9 of Swords, usually that's, it's anxieties, it's nightmares, it's basically avoidance of some sort. And that's interesting that, that came through in the Rebel deck. Judgment is a type of awakening, and so I feel like you've finally awoken to so that's why I'm not where I want to be right now. It's because I've been in avoidance mode, which is also bringing up some apprehension, some anxiety, and possibly some things from your past, some shadow work being dredged up. But I have, the Lieutenant of Planets, which is the Knight of Pentacles, saying, hey, you have the drive and what you need to succeed in, this venture, basically, where you're trying to shoot for the stars, literally. Here we have Hollywood. So you have big plans for yourself. You have something that you really want to go do. And, when you think about, actors, actresses back in the 80s, it was like, go big or go home, and everything was glitz and glam and, stardust, and everything is possible. There isn't anything that's impossible, but it definitely required a lot of hard work, just like it does today. So you have what it takes to succeed. You have the drive, you have, the knowledge, you have actually a lot of know-how when it comes to making yourself a success in whatever that may be, and in whatever form you view success. Some people view it as, rich and famous and money, and other people just want to be, a success in, their little sphere, So I think that what would help make these nightmares go away and this anxiety is actually taking steps forward towards your dream, because you have what it takes. So you've been awakened to this, you know what you've been avoiding, and you can get past this thing, this rut, this feeling of stuckedness that you're in right now, if you could only just take, at least one step forward. What is one thing that you could do that, is maybe not the fun, glamorous part of, achieving your dreams. Maybe it's the paperwork part or the doing stuff on the computer part that's really not your jam. But, even if it's not your strength, eventually it will become your strength, because it's something that you got to do if you want to get to where you're going. All right. So hopefully this made sense to you, and if it did, just let me know down below. Like I said, this is a general reading, so this may not connect or resonate with everyone, and that's okay. I'm doing these, every week. So anyway, if it did connect with you, let me know in the comment section below, like how did it connect, what's going on. And yeah, I'm always very curious. So thank you guys for watching, and if you dug this 80's delicious, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more wicked videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com and throw a little love my way and hit me up over at patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot, where I have lots of freebies and lots of cool stuff, and for you guys out there. So I will catch you spiritual homies later. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. All right, hey, pile number 2, what's up? All right, my wicked homies. Let's see, we got the cool little earrings here. Actually, I had these made from an awesome chick out in the UK. She makes them out of polymer clay. I just thought those were so tubular. Anyway, let's take a look at what message the 80's has for you. So what do we have here? We have the Death card. We have Boom, Justice. We have the 9 of Planets, which is the equivalent of the 9 of Pentacles. I like that. We have the Portal. And then for our Rebel deck game, it says, I got my mind on my money, but I should be focused on advice from an expert. Interesting. All right, so let's lay these cards out and see, get a good feel for the energy coming through here. Okay, so I feel like the person that has chosen this pile, the 80's, is trying to tell you it's time for transition. And boy, were there some big transitions in the 80's. There was a lot going on in politics. There was a lot going on in Hollywood in terms of movies, and then a huge switch when we went into the 90's. So I'm feeling like there is a big transition for you, and for right now, maybe have been living the like the high life, of kind of, well, back in the 80's, everything was great, times were good, and I feel like times have been good here. And so where it says I got my mind on my money, but I should be focused on advice from an expert, I feel like things are going to shift, just like the Wheel card, where we're not always on top. Sometimes we hit bottom. I'm not saying that you're going to hit bottom, but I am saying that financially and possibly like your status quo right now is going through a shift, a little bit of a change. In order to keep things in balance and get prepared for, Death card, Change card over here, I see this kind of stepping through the portal is getting to know people who have gone through this before, these huge shifts where it's like, whoa, things have been so good, like what is going on right now? So I do see this, advice from an expert. Expert could mean, like a therapist, but expert could mean like best friends and people who've gone through this phase before, and everybody's gone through these phases. We've had highs, we've had lows, we've had ups and downs, we have times of excess, the 80's was, indulgence, excess, the decade of excess. And, and then, sometimes it's not so great. So I'm feeling like, as the wheel shifts and turns for you, in order to keep you mentally balanced and keep your life balanced for this transition that's coming, I do feel like you need to kind of, number one, become aware that it's okay. Things shift, things change, but walk through that portal of, I would say, vulnerability, and talk to a friend, close colleague, a therapist, counselor, whoever it may be, and say, hey, I'm having a hard time dealing with these changes that have been going on. What are some steps that I could take for my own sanity and for just life moving forward? So this is just a little, heads up that, things are going to be changing, and that's okay, because life is all about evolution. It's all about change. That's how it is. That's just how it goes. That's one of our big lessons, here in this lifetime, is learning to deal with change, because we can't really stop time. I mean, you can go ahead and build a DeLorean with a flux capacitor and go back into time, but you can't, like Doc says, we probably shouldn't mess with things and change it. All right, so yeah, I mean, this one was just a really quick reading. I like that. I think this 80s reading, like the feel of it, so snappy, quick. I like that. So yes, so just a heads up, things might be changing, but remember, this is just a general reading, so this may not be for everybody who's picked pile number 2, and that's okay, but this might be for a specific group of people or a couple of people, so let me know how this connects with you down below. A period of, things have been really awesome, but things are changing into a place that might be more uncomfortable, and not being afraid to go and talk to somebody who's kind of walked that path before. All right, so yeah, I hope you dug this reading, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding wicked notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com, and maybe send a little my way over on patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot, where you get lots of freebies. So yeah, I will catch you tubular spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Pile number 3, gnarly. All right, so we have our scrunchie here. I love this scrunchie, by the way. I still have some of my original scrunchies from the 80s. I'm just saying. All right, let's see what we have here. We have the King of Cups. We have the Moon. The High Priestess. Ooh, that's cool. We have Beauty. In our scenario, all I want to do is be lazy. Blank is what I need in my life. Telling a whole staff off. Yes. Okay, so let's lay all these out so we get a nice feel for the energy. Okay, so definitely a lot of watery energy. You have water here with Beauty, with the Moon. We definitely have water in there. Intuition, emotions, High Priestess, same thing. The King of Cups, again, cups, emotion, intuition, vulnerability, flow. So with this here, all I want to do is be lazy. I kind of feel that all I want to do is just kind of let things flow and let things be. I don't want to cause, any ripples in the water right now. I don't want to cause any waves. I want things to be nice and still and beautiful, just like this card here. I just kind of want it like that. But I have a feeling that things don't feel this way inside right now. This is how you want it to be, in your outward life. But I feel like some of these people right here have been playing with your emotions. You're playing with my emotions. Oh yes, a Friday reference. But yes, they, I kind of feel like, not saying how these people are making you feel and not setting up boundaries to kind of push some of these people away, or walking away in certain situations, have definitely been messing with your emotions, your dream time, maybe causing a little bit of anxiety. And I think that your definitely high priestess intuition, the moon, is telling you, that there's some trouble in the force right now. And the only way to bring things back to peace is to set up some boundaries. So I'm not saying you actually need to say this to people, especially if they're like people at work. You probably don't want to do that. But you can say, hey, that's not okay, every once in a while, or I prefer not to be talked to that way, or no, I don't appreciate this kind of talk, or just walk away. Or you could say, if something like this continues, I'm gonna have to report you, something like that, because I know some people don't want to be like snitches or tattletales, or I don't want to be the person that causes trouble or anything. But by doing that, the trouble then is caused internally with you. Then you're the one where everything is you're the one carrying the brunt of the burden of the negative energy that these a-holes are putting out. So this is a message from the 80s that says, hey, know your boundaries, enact those boundaries so they can stop messing with your vibes, yo. These people are messing with you, and by not doing anything about it, waves are being created, but they're inside of you instead of everywhere else. Everywhere else, you're trying to keep everything calm waters, and that's great for everybody else, but what about you? You are important too. Okay. All right, so this is just, a quick message. And like I mentioned in the first two readings, these messages are really quick here from the 80s. I don't know, maybe the energy of the 80s is just snappy and quick. But yeah, I do feel, and again, this isn't for everybody. This reading isn't going to connect with everybody, but if it does connect with you, this is to you. Put up those boundaries. Tell people when it's not okay. Tell people when they're overstepping their boundaries. Tell people when they're messing with your emotions, when, it's not okay to talk to you that way. It's not okay to behave like that around you. Okay? So in order for there to be calm waters within you, by enacting boundaries, you will in essence create calm waters around yourself as well. So I hope that this reading did connect with you. If it did, again, in the comment section down below, just tell me how it did, and I'm interested. So I hope you guys dug this reading, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch totally wicked reading with me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. And if you want to send a little love my way, maybe head over to patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot, where I have tons of totally tubular freebies just for you. All right, so that's it for me, spiritual homies. I'll catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. All right, into my final group 4, my totally awesome, totally wicked, totally tubular group 4. You guys went with the slap bracelet Hello Kitty watch, which I need a new battery for because I love this watch. So let's see, what message does the 80s have for you? So let's turn these around. We have the Fool. Hey, you guys got Maverick. That's cool. Top Gun, hello. We have the Star. We have the 5 of Rockets, which is like the 5 of Wands. We have the Ferris wheel. You know what? I almost thought of like Ferris Bueller. And then we have I am ready to start something new and scary. Blank will give me a push to get going. Hugs. All right. So let's get a feel for the energy here. So I'm definitely feeling like some new beginnings for you here, with the Fool card. Here we have the Wands card. I know 5 of Wands is like a little bit of conflict, but let's see kind of what that conflict is. But then here we have the Star, so kind of destined for greatness, and not necessarily like rich and famous, but greatness in whatever it is that you are trying to succeed in. Also kind of like an inner guidance, if you want to think about it as Lenormand. And this Ferris wheel, I just keep thinking Ferris Bueller. Yes, I know the wheel has the the ups and the downs, but Ferris Bueller was just kind of flying off the seat of his pants, yeah. So I kind of think these go together. Maverick was the same way in Top Gun. He just kind of like, he did his thing. He was really good, as a pilot, but he was the Maverick. He just kind of did his thing, and people liked him for it. Ferris Bueller kind of always did his thing, and it was just kind of like responded to things as they happened. Same here. And so over here it says, I'm ready to start something new and scary. So I definitely feel like this is what this whole reading is about. So this may connect with some of you, and maybe some of you this may not connect with, but that's okay. But whoever is starting on this new journey, whether it's like in a career, getting a new house, new relationship, new just like little side project that you're starting, maybe a new like little singing gig, maybe. I feel like you're guided towards this. You definitely know that you've been guided to do this thing, and you're excited about it, yes. But you have some hesitations because you certainly don't feel like Maverick from Top Gun, and you certainly don't feel like Ferris Bueller from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So I'm feeling like this conflict here, this drive to go forward, is more being met with frustration and fear internally. So I don't think this is a whole lot of external people saying that you can't do this. I feel like this is just hesitation on your part because of maybe possibly fear of failure, fear of what other people may think, fear of failing in front of others, whatever it may be. But I feel like this is an internal conflict. And what I like about this is because this conflict, although internal here, this little rocket's just going to fly on past that. So I feel like this is something that you will get past, but I just feel like in order to give you the nudge forward, these hugs here is coming from telling people about your plans. The more you talk about what you want to do, the more energy and life you give it. Okay, so if you're looking to manifest this thing, make it real with your words. So that's like the hugs. That's like putting it out there so the universe can give you one big hug and say, here you go. This is what you wanted for Christmas. Here you go. I also feel like hugs would be hugs for yourself, because, we tend to be really hard on ourselves. And so I think that, looking at this from an outsider's point of view, how would you support this person who's looking to go into this, whatever this endeavor is, instead of looking at yourself going into it, how would you help that person, which is you? How would you help them to give them the nudge they need? So maybe you take a look at it, from the outside perspective as well. And you know what? And sometimes real hugs are really good too. So I would say hug it out with some friends after you've told them of your plans, and just be like, I just need a hug of encouragement. And that's going to feel really amazing too, because who doesn't like hugs? And teddy bear hugs, and kitten hugs, and doggy hugs, and, all kinds of hugs. And you know what? Go ahead and hug yourself too, because you deserve it. All right, so this is what I've mentioned in the other readings today, is that this 80s style reading has been very to the point, which I love. And so for you, it is starting off on this wicked crazy journey. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself a universal hug by putting it out there that this is what you want to do. Yes, you have a little bit of hesitation here, but you're going to move past that. Yeah, and I have like Ferris Bueller quotes like coming to mind, but we'll just move on. All right, so here we have you've got the guidance, and you know what's up, you know what's what, you know it's tubular, totally awesome, freaking fantastic sauce. All right, so that's it for me, and if this reading connected with you, definitely let me know down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear kind of what's going on, how'd this all connect, and if it didn't connect, remember that's okay, because I try to do these pick a card readings often. And yeah, that's it from me, spiritual homies. If you want to catch a reading for me totally hang over and go over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. And if you want to send a little awesome sauce love my way, maybe head over to patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot. And yeah, that's it from me. All right. So I will catch you dudes and dudettes later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.